IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Yeah, before we start the show formally with our lovely guest, who's an international reputed sports person, so finally some great sporting talent on our show. Before we get into him, just want to give some bad news. You know, it's been bad news and bad news, or bad news, bad news ka bad news. It's just a chain of bad news. I think that Unblock the Chain was that only, more bad news to be unblocked. But this was horrible what happened last night. I mean, I can't believe it. Just really bad. I mean, to watch Rajasthan Royals, my favorite team, fail so badly and lose by 10 wickets in 16 overs. That too, just to give Padikkal 100, I think they wasted 2-3 overs towards the end. This is terrible. This is a massacre. I mean, COVID is bad enough, but this should not happen. And all the Rajasthan Royals supporters like myself who are feeling depressed, I tell you only one thing. We have to replay this entire IPL. It's just gone wrong after the first 5 games. Just gone wrong for us.
Whether you're an established sports person or a budding one, or simply a sports enthusiast, join us, Tanvi and Shlok.
We are two passionate pro badminton players talking policy, mindset and everything sport.
So tune in to The Millennial Athlete every Monday.
Only on the IVM Podcast Network.
Trust us, it's gonna be lit.
So very sad, but we are speaking about sports today. We've got some great news because we've got with us Mr. Sukant Indukant Kadam, who was born on the 9th of May. Sir, वो मेरा sister का birthday है. Which is also interesting because she also represented India in swimming many years ago in Asian Games and Southeast Asian Games and all those things. Yeah, she was very good. Anyway, we'll interview her later. Today it's your turn. He'll say, what kind of idiot? He comes, doesn't let me talk and talks about his family for half an hour. That's wrong.
I'm completely fine.
Sukant has just come back from a good baddie workout at the moment before I tell you about all his achievements. And he's sweating and I'm sweating. And this is the kind of show because we want to be honest. In India, there's not enough honesty and accountability. We are honest here on the podcast. You just played baddie. Why should you hide? You must sweat. It's all fair. Also, sweat is good for COVID, apparently. All the toxins going out.
Right.
So please, people, sweat as much as you can. If people say, baas aa rahe, no, just say, no, this is very important for life. Now, Sukant, this will bore you because you know all about yourself. But people should know you are an Indian professional para-badminton player and you made your international debut in 2014. You became world number 2. That's not bad, bro. World number 2 in the SL4 category on the 12th of June 2017. You won your first title at Uganda Para Badminton International in the year 2017. And you're currently ranked world number 5 in the world of para badminton, which is damn good as well. Which means 1 is not that far away.
Yes, absolutely. I was very close to that and then set back. But I know the ultimate target is to be 1. And hopefully we'll reach the soon.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about first the years 2020-21 where we are in, because I have a lot of pals who play baddie, and one of the big problems is having the tournaments and all because it's an indoor sport. So it suffered more than, let's say, the footballs and crickets and all, who could do some engineering of the product and get it out there. For competitive sportsmen like yourself, firstly, it must have been a bit of a tough time from last year.
Yes, for the competition perspective, I'll say it was very tough for every athlete. Competition is the only thing we keep going on and we set the targets and we keep going on and we have motivations and all. But last year was too bad. There was no tournament at all. But this year we have some tournaments. Some tournaments are getting cancelled. But, we are used to of that now.
But it affects the points now because you're already at number 5. So I'm trying to understand the situation kya hoga usme, because you've got X amount of tournaments to play. Then if they get cancelled, how do the points get rejigged?
It's last year it was froze. The all ranking was fixed at that moment. After that, when we played Dubai tournament last week, so then now the ranking has been updated again. So all the ranking will resume. If you don't play the tournament, absolutely you will lose your points and you will lose your ultimately ranking. But it's all about the situation. You need to keep going with that and accept everything.
But that will be a little unfair if you're coming from COVID country who's on the blacklist like we are right now, and suppose you're going to Peru or all these exotic countries where it's less. Then what will happen? How will they judge if it's beyond your control and capacity to come or go?
It's not about anything. I'll share the moment in the able body. Actually, in the All England Indonesian tournament got need to withdraw it because there was one
Correct.
passenger
Yeah.
in their flight,
Yeah.
and that was one of the big moment for every athlete. Everybody is a fan of Indonesian doubles and how they play is very
They
explosive.
didn't let them come on.
So they have to face that situation and they have to withdraw it. It was very unfair on the Indonesians, I will say, but we cannot go against the organization and the country regulation, and they have to withdraw it, and we need to face it.
They had got on the plane, no, to come
Yeah,
to All
they-
England, and
Yeah,
then they were sent back.
They were in the England. They have to go through the quarantine and then came back after the tournament. It was very bad. But it's all about. I will say it's all about situations. We cannot do anything in that situations. There were
You
many.
can't, Sukant, you can't, but I can. I'm standing for elections. I'm going to change everything. Of course, Indonesia both dur hai. First, I have to start here, but sooner or later, our hand will reach there. Okay, before we go to the beginning, I want to see a whole journey from the beginning. It's very interesting. Give us a little idea about the what is the para Olympics and the whole para sport culture. So, how does one qualify?
In India. Okay, so Paralympics is the game after the Olympics. We have Paralympics after 1 month. So badminton is the debut in the Paralympics 2020. Hopefully, it will happen in 2021.
The 2020 Olympics of 2021.
Right.
Correct.
The debut of para badminton is getting delayed, but absolutely, it's in the Paralympics. We need to qualify through the number of tournaments we need to play, and we need to get higher points, and those who have a higher ranking will get automatically selected in the Paralympics. That is the Paralympic. And para badminton in India is, I'll say, growing a lot. We have 21 medals in last Dubai tournament, and there were, I will say, that was the best result for any Indian team. 21 medals in the international tournament was huge.
That means almost in all categories you've got some success.
Yeah,
Doubles, mixed doubles, male, female.
We got medal in all the categories. In wheelchair 1, wheelchair 2, SL3, SL4, SU5, SS6.
Just explain to us. Wheelchair is obvious. What is SL2, SL3, SL4?
These are the classifications. There are 6 classifications in badminton. First 1 are wheelchair. Those have lower limb problem. They don't have body balance on their legs. So they have to play on the wheelchair. SL3 is the lower limb, which having the more impairment on their legs. And SL4 is the same in the lower body, but having less as compared to SL3.
Okay.
And then SU5 is standing upper. Those having the hands or shoulder issues. That comes in the SU5 category. And SS6 is short stretcher. Those having the less height, short stretchers. Yeah, drop category basically.
So that's great. So basically they make it as level a playing field for that category. So there's no question of being unfair.
Yeah.
And everybody has a chance. Okay, good.
And everybody has a competition chance, and they can compete in their own category. So it is very nice.
And badminton is a very popular sport. So I'm thinking that Paralympics, they've taken a long time to introduce a game which is played by whole of Asia to begin with and most of Europe. I mean, that takes care of like more than half the world.
No, actually, the thing is that in 2013, Badminton World Federation has taken the charge for the badminton in Paralympics. So that has changed a lot. Then in the 16, we tried our best to introduce in Rio, but that time they got haven't that kind of a competition on the international level, so they have rejected. But now we have a lot of competition and a lot of good athletes are competing on a high level. So it's nice to be on a Olympic level.
Of course, nothing less than Olympics for you, sir. But I want to ask you one question before we have quickly lots of time issues always. But one question I must ask: आपने कहा था कि you're playing, practicing, or you had a session just now. With this lockdown, where does one play? I mean, how does one play with badminton or practice?
We are so lucky right now because we have our own para badminton academy in the Lucknow. And we have created a small bubble where we stay near the academy. We have the badminton hall. So everything in that bubble we are managing as best as we can. Because as the last year there was no badminton hall at all. But this year we are prepared for the more bad situations, and thankfully we are in the good phase.
Sukant, it's so funny. Not funny. What is the right word? It's amazing that every sports camp it has to have the word bubble now. Whether you're in America, Japan, India, whatever the sport is, they have to live in a little gaon of their own. And
Right.
I mean, how the world has changed. You cut to 2 years back, you're thinking about how to become world number one, go to tournaments, funding, this, that, and the other. Now your problem is that you're stuck mentally in the same group, and if you go out of the group, then you're going to lose the momentum. So you can't even take a chance like that. It's just, I think one day someone has to write about what all you guys go through during this period of COVID, which is not sports related. The psychological effect of all this. I don't know. I'm living at home and already getting irritated, so I can imagine what it's like. So, being in Lucknow, are you going to check out the Kumbh Mela or not?
No, absolutely.
Sahi jawab. Sahi jawab. Okay, let's go back in time. Born on 9th May 1993. It is a town in Sangli, bustling town in Maharashtra. So, what's your story? Tell us how it all happened. Where's the interest in badminton? What happened to you? Everything. Let's start.
So everything for badminton, it was started in engineering. When I was in engineering, that time I was, playing badminton in the college level.
You didn't take up badminton before college?
No. I was playing cricket. That time my injury was happened. But after that, my family was very strict on sport. Just stay away from the sport.
Sorry to bring it up, but exactly the injury was what?
I was playing cricket, and that time I was fell down on my left knee. That time the injury was happened, and after that I was very small. I was 10-year-old.
Oh.
That time the injury was happened. So from 10 to I think 18, 19, I wasn't playing any sport at all. I was just watching many sports.
So you didn't play because of injury? Your parents said ki boss chance mat lena bhi.
Yes, absolutely. Doctor has told my parents, and parent was very strict on that. So don't go on the outdoor sport.
Doctors are like politicians. Do you agree? In the sense that they're either conservative or radical, either left leaning or right leaning. It's the same thing. So
Yes,
the conservative one will be boss kuch nahi kar payega bhi. Please sit at home.
Sometimes their thoughts are very good because we need to be prevent from injuries. But sometimes it happens like 10 days, 10 days recovery time and 5 days, bed rest, and that all things are, mentally you cannot face that situations when you got injured, and then you need to take more 5 days to get recovered. So, but we need to go through it. That is what athletes do.
Fair enough. But I can understand because your sporting heart is what makes you a sportsman, not arms and legs and head. You can't stop a person because in the DNA is the desire to play, as you found out. So now you go to college, and then how did you get over this mental barrier ki mujhe khelna hai, which obviously they try to stop around you?
No, actually, I was playing in the college. My class team has rejected me in the class. So they said, no, you cannot move at all. Your movements are slow, so don't play. And that's really hurt me. And I wasn't able to answer that because that was the reality. But then later I started practicing. I didn't mention anywhere that I'm hurt, or I cannot able to share that thing because it's little sensitive for every para player. So I was keep practicing, and I was trying to get as much as badminton knowledge. I was not focusing the engineering, but I was very focused on the badminton that time.
Good decision.
That whole year was very hard working for me mentally. I played a lot, and then I started beating every player in college.
Able-bodied player.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
My target was to be in a class team, but I was started beating every player, and then I was selected for college team. I represented university.
So what do those guys say? The same guys who said "mat khelo hamare saath bahut slow hai." What would be their reaction if you're beating?
Their mind was changed immediately after the tournament. The athlete was played instead of me on the court was lost very badly. 15-0. Wow. So I said I would have made a 1 point at least. Yeah, come on, I could have played better. But that was their team thought. It's a team sport in the college. We need to go through the teams, and the team has.
You were not angry with them.
No, we cannot. Otherwise, they could have thrown out of the team for me. So I was happy that I was in the team, but they rejected me to play. And then later, in the college, I was beating everyone. So I was looking for more, competition. I was a little hungry for more competition and representing tournament. So that time in 2012, Girisha got the silver medal in the high jump in London Paralympics. So then I got many thoughts that there might be a sport related to the badminton for para athletes, and then I started googling every word I was able to manage it: badminton, disabled badminton, para badminton. And then I got many contacts. I contact BWF, I contact IPC, and they give me a good reference of Indian para sport. That time I will literally say there was no para badminton at all in India. There are a few athletes were world champion in India, but there wasn't in the picture of that anywhere. So basically I tried to get contacts, and then immediately I represented national, and that's how I started para badminton.
So would you say the governments, both state and center, are pushing for the para Olympics or para movement in sports? Yeah, they're not really interested.
No, they are really interested right now, because in I think 2016 Paralympic result was much better as compared to the Olympics for India. So in the every mindset of every Indian, that was that para athletes are doing something great in their sports. So we need to support them. From 2016, we got a lot of support. And as para badminton is debuting in 2020, so government is very cooperative and supporting a lot.
Okay, let's look at the best international performances. You've been all over the world. How your world changed once you got into this badminton. It's an amazing story. You start almost as an adult. You start beating the able-bodied guys when you were really from zero. You went all the way to top. And then after that, you've organized yourself, got into this entire para movement of sport. And you then start going to places like in South America, UAE, Europe. So take us through some of the international achievements or your best moments.
Best moment was in 2017 when I was playing Uganda. That was my best chance to get a gold. I was going match by match, and I was executed really well, and I got the gold medal there. And I don't know, they have a medal ceremony, and there they were playing the national anthem. Those are getting the gold. That time I was emotionally was very touched myself, and then that was one of my best moments. First international gold and national anthem.
What do your parents and your friends and supporters think? They must have suddenly woken up and said, "Wow, isme kuch hai."
Absolutely. In 2017, my father wasn't supportive. In 2017 World Championship, he was saying, "Where you're going? You're wasting your money and your time. Just go and play."
So kharch is yours, is it?
Yeah.
Going everywhere. There is no sponsorship.
Yeah, we need to get the sponsors. We need to look for the sponsor. If we get the sponsor, then we can able to go the tournament.
That mehnat of looking for the sponsor is from you.
Yeah.
No one is there to help.
Playing the sport and looking for the sponsor is little. Sometimes you need to focus on the court, and suddenly you get the goal for the sponsorship. You might have chances to get a sponsorship. So we need to,
I'm writing a note to myself, Sukant, that in case I become a multimillionaire, there are some scams I'm trying to organize. I will make sure that you and the top 3-4 will be sponsored for sure in all the international sports. There, I've written it down. It is there.
That is the thought. But initially, parents wasn't supportive. But later,
not supportive. Matlab they are worried that engineering degree ke baad you're not doing. You should be working on your job more than on sport.
Right. They wanted me to do cooperative job and just settle my life. But I wanted to do something really good where I can, show that I am doing something great and satisfy myself. So I was trying my best. And then internationally, Uganda was one of the best moment. And then later Asian Games, where we everywhere we go with your Indian flag, there in our chest there is the Indian flag, and then we hang around. They're all the best athlete from the Asia who was participating in the Asian Games.
Where was it? Which country? The Asian Games?
Jakarta, 2018.
Wow. Okay.
So it's the same stadium where the Asian Games happened. And then later after 15 days, Asian Para Games happened on the same.
Oh, it follows on the same in the same able-bodied and para is in the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same calendar, I will say, for the main tournaments, Olympic.
So Japan now this year will be just after the able-bodied.
Yes, immediate after the able-bodied.
August.
Yeah, 25 August. I think Paralympics will start, and in the July Olympic will start. So it's the same.
And for the Paralympics, the government will sponsor, right? Because now you're playing for country.
Yes. Paralympics, many tournaments was supported from TOPS, SAI and government. So now the funding is not a main issue for the tournament. The awareness of sport and awareness in the, people need to appreciate the results. 21 medal was huge achievement.
Will you get television coverage for the Paralympics? Will we get
yes. Sony has an rights to cover the Paralympic sports. So hopefully the badminton will also cover.
Of course, I'm sure. What a lovely story. I think you'll inspire a lot of people with this story. Yeah, that's why I'm really happy that my good friend Silvery on the podcast is finding people of substance like yourself. We could just put three Bollywood actors and talk to them about rubbish. But it's so nice to see that, you turned your life around. I mean, the inner strength that you must be having to go from where you were, where you're the slowest guy on the court with this, all these issues of disadvantages, and then you take it and it becomes an advantage. You beat all the guys in college. Your able-bodied guys are pushed aside. There's no goodness in your heart, and you've gone from there to international glory. So, Sukant, you are now under my top 10 favorite Indians. I have to put your name down. All right? You're between Mahavir Jain and Sachin Tendulkar on my top 10. That's pretty high. Huh? I put you above Sachin, by the way. So behave yourself. Marathi bolto hai, no?
Oh, perfect.
Perfect. Okay, before we take a break, let's talk a little bit about Baddy. Now, you said you studied a lot, you researched a lot. Obviously, you're obsessive about the game also, because that there has to be some spiritual connection for you to push so much. I can't imagine that it's just a game for you. It's much more. So, who's your favorite? Who are your favorite badminton players? And
For
both
me,
Indian and abroad. Lin Dan.
my favorite is Saina Nehwal because I was started playing in 2012. As I mentioned, the Girisha's medal. That time, Saina took the Olympic medal in badminton. As I was playing badminton, that moment was, the Indian badminton has changed because of that medal only. She has changed a lot of scenarios. She broke the China wall, and then
True, that's true.
and that was the main reason I was took the badminton very seriously. And Saina was inspired me a lot because it's like absolutely I love the Lee Chong Wei's game, the dedication, the hard work he has, and he done a lot of things. He missed the Olympic gold 3 times in the finals, so it was very emotional story. But he wasn't Indian. The Indian was there.
Correct,
Saina Nehwal, she took the medal, and that's why she is favorite for me all the time. And the Lee Chong Wei, definitely he has a very good story. And he inspired a lot. I know, he has something. He was targeting a lot. He was trying the best, and then after he got retired, I think you might listen to his interview. He said, "I have no regret in my life. I earn a lot, and I do my best every time. It wasn't about the Olympic medal. Definitely, it will the achievement to do, but definitely, I have no regret." So fantastic, the athlete who achieved a lot and says this word, wonderful.
Yeah, I think good you mentioned Saina. I think we slightly forget about her a little bit because Sindhu's prominence and then a few others have come up in the men's singles. You have 5-6 names who are all one better than the other right now, and so a little bit of pushing her out of the spotlight. But you're right, we forget that she's like a pioneer and was the first person to come out there, win that silver medal, win tournaments. I think she reached world number 2. Also world number 1.
She was in
For a short while.
number 1.
I mean, that's no small achievement. Fabulous. Of course, Sukant will also be world number 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is a lucky podcast for him. It's just a matter of time. The inconvenience of Corona and all these things coming in the way, but he will still be there. All right. So what we'll do, Sukant, is we'll take a quick break and we'll come back in a very, very short time. And then we have what is called AMA. So all kinds of questions, hopefully sports related ones. This IPL season, just pay your credit card bills on the Cred app and you could win some epic prizes. The Cred Mega Jackpot Week has got me way too excited. From 3 years of free flights to winning a new Tata Safari car. There are tons of prizes to be won. You can even win free iPhones for the next 10 years. 10 years of free iPhones. My daughter will never have to go shopping again and I won't have to pay extra. Cred Mega Jackpot Week is from 27th April to 3rd May. New jackpots will be received every day and crazy offers from partner brands on specific days. So don't miss out. Just download Cred. Oh yeah, our work is done. Paisa aa gaya. So they say, let's see. Silvery, welcome back.
Hi, good
Sukant
morning.
is world number 5, by the way. I don't think you know anybody else
wow.
who's world number 5 in anything.
I don't know. Yeah.
So this is your first meeting with someone who is prominent in the sports world.
Yeah, it's so cool. Hi, Sukant. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Silvery, you play Baddy?
A little bit, but I mean,
We शर्म आते हैं ना because
professional man. Yeah, I'm
international
talking to
sportsmen आ गए तो you don't want to
Yeah,
say anything. But
exactly.
you
Yeah,
play. Who doesn't play Baddy? Everybody plays Baddy at some
Yeah.
point.
exactly.
Huh.
Okay, let's get to the AMAs. Kashin Shetty has sent some really great questions, plural. So let's start with his.
We should just keep him on our show. He's there every day now.
We're definitely going to have him on. soon. Yeah.
No, like on a regular feature. He should have a small box for himself.
Yeah, small box. Yeah, correct. All right. The AMAs, so Kashin asks, hello, Sukant. Since
Hi.
you're a Pune resident, what's the one thing about Pune which you feel people don't talk about enough? Also, are you a fan of the Mastani?
Yes, absolutely. I'm fan of Sujata Mastani. I would like to mention because I miss a lot Mastani. I used to drink it sometimes after the session with the friends and all. And what's the first question you asked?
The first part of the question is, Kashan asks, since you're a Pune resident, what's the one thing about Pune which you feel people don't talk about enough?
Uh,
The traffic.
I'll say the one thing that
Acha, think like this.
kind of difficult.
What is the good thing about Pune that people may not know, and what is the not so good thing about Pune? That will cover the question.
The perfect thing about Pune is, as compared to Mumbai, I will say there is less people, and perfect, I will say perfect surrounding, perfect climate, and I love the way the people are there. So the best thing is this, and the bad thing I will say right now is the in the people Pune area. Sometimes they are little rude, I will say kind
Lunchtime.
of
Lunchtime.
in the
Siesta ka
traffic,
time.
in the traffic regulations, or I'll say we need to work on that definitely for Pune. I'm really sorry, but we need to work on that. We need to wear the helmet. We need to
Two-wheelers both हैरान करते हैं.
two-wheelers, and the traffic regulations. Sometimes some will come and quick cut and go.
That's true.
That's very difficult because nowadays there are so many road accidents because of COVID. There is no vehicle on the road right now. Road on the.
But I respect your point. What you're saying is generic for all India. Wherever there are less Indians, the city is better for some reason. Okay, fair enough. Chalo, next.
Next one comes in from Sid DA. He says, Sukant, we are struggling to get proper infrastructure or fees for sports other than cricket. How would you rate infrastructure in India for differently able sports?
But
differently able sports. There are very less, I will say, from 10, I will rate it 3 or 4 infrastructure wise, because nowadays Sports Authority of India is taking really good initiative, in government of Maharashtra also doing great. They are doing all the stadium are differently abled infrastructure. Yeah, basically we need a ramp and we need some extra support in the stadium, and they are doing their best. So nowadays,
but should not a normal stadium also have everything else? The conventional stadium, it should be able to support both able body and non-able body facilities, right?
Right. No, actually, the thing is that the main infrastructure have everything, but there is that infrastructure maintenance cost was little high. So being a government officer, I know some things in the government. So because in the main stadium there are athletes who are practicing definitely, but the maintenance cost is little high. So we need to practice every day. So the maintenance cost will reduce if we practice somewhere else, and that's the main reason. I think we have a lot of infrastructure in everywhere, but the maintenance of their infrastructure is quite bad. So we need to work on that. The maintenance and the differently abled friendly infrastructure has to be there. So that is the one of thing we can work on that.
Sukant, you just mentioned that which you didn't talk about, that your job, that you're a government officer, which means we have to ask the question: have you ever taken a bribe?
As an athlete, the government of Maharashtra is very supportive. I used to visit the stadium. I used to practice there in the Balewadi Stadium only.
Balewadi.
Yes, and I'm the officer also there. So
wow, our rugby boys train there. It's very good facilities.
Yeah, they are very cooperative, and no, I never think of that. And I literally, if you ask me frankly, I don't know how the system works literally. But definitely in the future, for the sport of what I get from sport, I wanted to return the sport as much as I can, and as a government officer, I will try my best.
Okay, Lee Chong Wei versus Lin Dan. Who would have won at their peak?
At the peak, definitely Lin Dan. Because Lin Dan has some extra thing in his mind. Mentally, he's a little stronger, and Lee Chong Wei sometimes mentally gets back of his I don't know, on the best platform, on the best tournament, definitely Lee Chong Wei has one, disadvantage on that level.
Okay, it's all a mental game. And Saina Nehwal versus, again, at their peak, because I think Saina's peak was a little down by the time Sindhu came up. So Sindhu versus Saina, honestly, who's better? I mean, that's a tough question.
Definitely Saina is much better. If you
Really?
ask me on the peak, definitely. Saina has good kind of a things, but right now she's struggling a little bit on the court. But if you ask me currently, definitely Sindhu is much better than her. So it's all about time,
Yeah,
Sometimes,
you can't compare.
yeah.
Like Silvery is much better than me now as a comedian because he's young and healthy and has Bonvita twice a day. We need one more sponsor, no? Bolo.
Yeah.
Next question.
All right, next one again from Kashin. He says, "Hi Cyrus, do you feel the word shuttlecock is family friendly? What would you call it instead? Hashtag think of the children."
Arey Baba, I know where I work out with the old men play, they call it cock only. They call it bird and they call it cock. And I remember when my pal Sunit Welling was junior national champion, my classmate, there when training in NSCI and all that, where they used to train with, I think, Pradeep Gandhi, if I remember correctly, all these big names, they used to say shuttle. They only used to say shuttle. But let us ask the actual professional. So what do you feel? What is the right word to call it? It's a long word, shuttlecock. So is there any other, what do we say maybe in Marathi or in Hindi or something? Maybe we adopted some other, like how we say chendu for ball. Is there a word?
मराठीमध्ये आपण त्याला फुल म्हणतो. फुल.
Oh, I don't think I heard that. Huh?
Yeah, and in Hindi also we call it as shuttle. We just call it as a shuttle only, not shuttlecock every time. It's just shuttle.
Or bird. कोई नहीं बोलते bird, birdie.
No. Sometimes for athlete they call it as a baddie, or Saina and Sindhu are the shuttle queens like this.
Achha. So we have got our own culture. Shuttle queens.
Yeah.
Silvery, you also look like a shuttle queen to me, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Next.
Okay, Sid DA has said all the best, Sukant, for Tokyo 2020.
Thank you so much.
Which is 2021. It's so confusing.
It's 2021.
Because it's held over. Which means, Sukant, 2024 ka Olympics time pe hoga ya they'll go to 25?
No. It's on time, 2024.
So there'll be only 3-year gap between the time. Suppose you play both Olympics, only 3-year gap between.
Right.
Wow.
But in 2021 also, they call it as 2020 Olympics only. Because of postponement, they are not ready except to 2021 Olympics. So it's Tokyo 2020 Olympics.
In brackets, 2020 in 21. Next.
All right. Next one comes from Karan Sethi. Karan Sethi asks, Sukant, if not badminton, what other sport would you have considered taking up?
Definitely cricket, because in the childhood I was only attached with the cricket. Nowadays IPL is going on. I know as he told about the Rajasthan Royals defeat.
Horrible.
I lost one bet against Pramod also, but it's not all about that. But definitely cricket would have the sport I wanted to play when I was child. But after taking the badminton, there was no other sport.
Sukant, go back a little bit. You were a bowler, batsman. What were you when you were a young boy?
Batsman.
So you always had an eye for, because if you're a good badminton, it comes from the same culture. The good eye, good reflexes, ability to see the ball.
Yeah. As being from village area, I think there is an advantage of taking any sport. The village area kids have a good advantage. Taking any sport, they have a good agility and then good, reflexes, and that they adapt a lot in the sport. And basically, I used to play with my brother only. So we were used to open in our team, and he loves Sachin and I love Sehwag. So there was a tough fight between us. Sometimes Sehwag, he's on a high, and I used to make fun of him. And sometimes when Sachin gets a century, I used to stay away from my brother.
Yeah, well, in the end, Sachin made a few more. So you may have lost more than you won. Although Sehwag, of course, the impact player of the generation. No doubt about that. 6 over cover first ball. Who does that? And 2 triple test centuries, boss. Let's not forget that. Silvery, you'll be very proud to know that Shevag is your first cousin, very closely related to you.
Oh, what? Now I'm finding out now. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, you're also from Najafgarh only. You said you had a house there, family house, which went off just outside
Yeah,
Delhi.
correct,
Bas.
exactly. Very true.
Socho bhai,
Yeah.
a lot of celebrities in your bloodline.
Yeah.
So very interesting. He would play
Um,
cricket.
um,
Who are you supporting in the IPL?
As Pune is not there, so I need to support Mumbai. So definitely for Mumbai, I'm cheering up a little bit.
But as usual, Mumbai starts with this half start, 2 win, 2 loss. They always have this bad start and then they start going crazy. Do you think that will happen again, or you better be careful?
This time, I think Chennai and Royal are looking a little good
Royal is looking
compared
too good
to
here.
Mumbai. So Mumbai needs to, take a little bit higher. They have the ability to do anything in the IPL.
They've got the 2 Pandyas and 1 Pollard, 5, 6, 7, which can each turn the game around, but they haven't really performed so far. So you have to be a little careful. My worry is maybe Krunal has already peaked in the international season and a little bit looking out of sorts. And Pollard is now, 65 years old. So that might affect him a little bit. Yeah.
How much? 65?
Well, not really. मैं थोड़ा exaggerate करता हूँ comedy की side से यार. I mean, he hit 6 sixes just in that last season, Caribbean, but in an over, so it's there. I don't know. All these guys have their timing, momentum. I think in sports, Sukan, you'll also say that there'll be a time where you're at your best, and then you're playing from memory, and everyone can have Tendulkar's footprint of 20 odd years of international success.
Yeah, definitely. For badminton, also you sometimes after I think 35 years, you cannot able to push your. There is a lot of agility and there are a lot of strength in the badminton. So it's very difficult to, after 35, you need to very careful because once you get the injury, the recovery time gets increased for 35. So,
but can you honestly, this is a mean question to ask, but you honestly say you can be world number 1?
Definitely, because I was world number 2 when I was just started my taking international tournaments seriously. I was started playing circuit tournaments, and after playing 5-6 tournament, I was world number 2. So definitely, I'll be world number 1 after 1 or 2 years.
Wow, it's like Muhammad Ali predicting it. Ho jayega beta is time pe. Okay, Silvery, what's up next?
All right, next one is another question from Kashan Shetty. He says, Hi again, Sukant. What advice would you give new players who aspire to be where you are? What's the one thing which you have to prepare yourself for? So basically, what advice would you give to younger players?
Younger players, I will say it's all about dreams. It's all about aiming your targets. So always aim high, and no matter what, if you work hard, definitely you will reach there. So working hard is the process of, it's a process. You need to believe in yourself and keep going unless you achieve the target. Because my target was just playing the international tournament and getting India t-shirt, India tag on my t-shirt. Because I used to see Sachin, Sehwag, they have India on their back of t-shirt. So that was my first target. But when I was entered in the sport, then I realized that if I work hard, then there is a next level I can achieve it.
Sukan, one more thing also about the parents here. Because in this whole thing, you had to not fight, but you had to handle your parents and still push your dream. I think a lot of people will have the same problem, both able-bodied and non-able-bodied, dealing with our middle-class structure of studies, career, yes, and not getting, sports is Saturday, Sunday. Don't overdo it. So that's, I think, one of the big problems is getting the parents to understand that the sport can be a very influential part of the life.
Parents are always caring, I will say, because my parents was like, they wanted me to do job because they want me to settle down as much as you can, because as a differently able athlete, they want me to settle down and, take care of my life as a own. But immediately after the engineering, I was very independent from my family. I used to teach the small kids in the Nikhil Kanekar Badminton Academy. And then later I used to do training. So getting an independent or not depend on the family was my first thought. So I will suggest the athletes also, because parents are caring. They don't want their kids to take a lot of risk in their life. They want just middle class family having a thought that sports has no career, because from 10 athletes there is one athlete will get successful. The rate is 90%.
Failure.
Failure. So they want the success rate. You get a job. There is a success rate of 90% success rate. So for the sport, I will advise the athletes that you need to be very dedicated. If you show that your parent that you are dedicated, as my dad wasn't accepted that I'm an athlete till I got the government job. When I got the government job and Vinod Tavde sir has felicitated me once, and then later he gives me the Shiv Chhatrapati award. So that two moments, all people used to come and tell my father that your kid is so awesome. He's doing great. And they used to show my video clips to my father. So he got irritated, and then one day he called me and then said, "You can continue after getting job." Then he said that you continue, but be careful with the job. There are some things you need to follow it. He was careful about my job also.
Worried about you. That's it.
Yeah. So that's the only one thought, that if you show your parent that you are capable of doing something really and you are dedicated, then they will accept it. So that's the thought, because currently India is doing really great in the sport, and parents' mind is also changing. They want their kids to play and then educated. So both the things are important.
And badminton always has social distance because the court is separating you by a net. And, so you can never come too close. That's great.
Right.
Silvery, you didn't pick up on important point Sushant said right now, which is very clearly that 90% failure. 90% failure in sports. In comedy, it's 95% failure.
Yeah.
You also, naukri dhundo, barabar kaam karo. And on the side, yeah. This is our advice as parents to you. Chalo, can you take one more?
Yeah, sure. Next one comes in from Prarabdh. He says, "Hi, Cyrus and Sukant. During your tough days, where do you get inspiration from to keep going?"
My inspiration, tough days, I will say initial days were tough because everything was new for me. So initial days was little tough for me. But the motivation, I will say, that my target or my, for example, after the 2016, the moment when I got to know that badminton is in the Olympics or Paralympics, I started dreaming about that. So that was the biggest motivation for me to keep going on every day. Sometimes we get tired, we get soreness in our body, and then it's very difficult to get up and go for the training. But that, I will say, the target and the dream, that is the one motivation I have, and that keeps me going.
Sukant, do you have a separate coach like the top guns of the world in Paddy? Like, let's say, how Pulela is for Sindhu, for example. So do you have a separate?
No, I will say we don't have the separate coach. For para badminton, the head coach is Gaurav Khanna sir, Dronacharya Awardee Gaurav Khanna sir. And he is my personal coach also, because I'm training under him since 1.5 years. Since 2019, the last year was little break, but since 2019, I'm playing under him. So personally training under him, he is the head coach since long time. So I don't need any different coach for me. Definitely, I need some able-bodied athletes to work on myself, because I am playing since 2013 and it's a lot of experience I got, and I need to every time work on my mistakes and keep going on. And the bonding between me and coach is fantastic. So he understands me what I want every day, and he let me do it, and that's how we are doing.
And you plan the year together, right? Which tournaments to play, how to peak at the right time.
Definitely. He plans everything for me, and he just let me know. And if I want to do something extra in the tournament aspects or in the in the practice aspect or training aspects, I just share, because there is no any curtain in between us. It's everything transparent. If I want anything, I can go to him and ask him. And he is also, if I'm doing something wrong, terrifyingly wrong, he will come to and he will tell me on my face that you're doing wrong. That is the one bonding every athlete should have with their coach, because the trust is the only thing. If you don't trust your coach, you cannot trust anyone in your life. So that is what we need to do.
Samjhao beta ko. Please understand, you have to trust me. I'm your coach, Silvery. Have the bonding. Yes, you call me anytime. 24 hours a day. You call me anytime. I'm there for you. I'm like room service. Just call me and I'll help you.
Sure. There is one great follow-up question to what Sukant was just talking about. Karan Sethi has asked, how do you train and keep up your badminton skills during lockdown when facilities are closed?
I explained that, but go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
Definitely, it wasn't easy because everywhere, there was news coming up like there was so many news like the COVID is something to follow this precaution, this, and there are counter news also. The mask is not useful and something like this. So I was at home because the incident was like this. I was on the airport. I was flying to Spanish tournament, and then when I was booked my check-in, my luggage was done, and then I went inside the airport, and then I got the call that Spanish tournament got cancelled, and I went to the guy, and then I said that I want my luggage back. From that moment, I directly went to my home because it was very bad situation for me. I went home, and then later I got the news that the lockdown has happened. It's from 2019 March. Then later I got the news that you cannot travel out of your district, out of
area.
And then the news. So these are the news were coming up, and then I was planning and then get disturbed. Then planning and then disturbed. So it was a lot of disturbing that days, but it was just like I got a lot of time. So I work on my mental skills. I talked to my mental coach, and then she helped me a lot working on my mental strength. And in the lockdown, I was totally working on my mental skills and mental strength. And then when I was trying my best to keep myself fit, because it was very difficult to stay in a fit, because I was staying in my home. My mommy was like, "Beta ye kha, beta wo kha," So it was that kind. But definitely, it was very difficult time. But I'm happy that I came back from that situation, and I'm
to go through the difficult time again. Now that they've locked us down again. Abhi, teri bari. Come on, second innings. Okay, one last one, Silvery. I don't know what the time is.
Sure. Okay, Kumar has asked. Okay, this is kind of interesting. He says, question for both Cyrus B. That's your rapper name. That's what Kumar says. Question for Cyrus B and Sukant. Is there any gadget for sports people to handle on-game bladder pressure without stopping the game to relieve oneself?
But they sweat, na. So when you sweat, because it's a high-intensity game, Paddy, so the sweat will stop you peeing. That's why I sweat all the time, because I want to pee all the time. Tell this gentleman, he must understand science, yaar.
Yeah, Kumar, what is this?
Kumar, yeah.
Okay, since that was a very short answer.
But marathon in cold countries where they don't sweat, for example, my wife runs, you're running 4 hours without stopping and you're not breaking into proper sweat. That could be a challenge for certain age group. So I think they should come up with it for certain places and certain things. Have you ever had that problem, Sukant? Beach mein? Because adrenaline bhi chalu hai us time pe, na, so you don't feel like peeing and all when you're in a match with the excitement.
I'd like to share that in the cold countries like we went
Denmark.
in Switzerland, Denmark, or Japan also. They are very cold outside. So we need to travel from hotel to stadium, and during that time, the water we need to keep taking up the liquid.
Correct.
It's water, it's a drink, anything we need to keep, and
what goes in has to come out.
Yeah, so before the match, we need to make sure one more thing, that we need to go on the pee and come back. So we will be very good hold the match, because in the cold places it's quite difficult to handle the pressure.
Timing ki baat hai. You have to pee at the right time so that your bladder is not disturbed while you're playing the match also.
Right.
So we are learning so much. International sport is not just talent. You have to have all these things. A good question. Kumar, we salute you. Chalo.
All right.
Are we done?
Yes,
Sukant, thank you so much. All the best for Paralympics, and I hope you do really well and become world number 1, and then come back and talk to us about that experience. We're all rooting for you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. Cheers. That's Sukant Kadam.
Bye. Thank you.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps. Please, we beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors this week, thewholetruthfoods.com, PayPal, Cred, and Siat. Thank you so much for working with us. We really appreciate it. First up this week, let me tell you about Cyrus Says. We featured popular YouTuber and actor Prajakta Kohli, who took us through her journey of content creation. We also had conversations with Vasanthi Hariprakash and Sachin Kalbag this week. Really, really great conversations. Do check those out. Vineet Kanabar goes solo this time on Storytellers and Storysellers as he talks about his favorite IPL ads and how brands have been making content around the cricket league. On The Habit Coach, Ashton was joined by Arjun and Sumesh of the Fighting Goat podcast to talk about fitness for combat sports like the mixed martial arts. On Nankari, Sadaf and Archit discussed the diet and lifestyle of athletes with the host of the Millennial Athlete, Shok Ramchandra, who is also a pro badminton player and coach. Ambarana opens the 4th season of Know Your Kanun with a list of things he has planned on the show for us, including episodes on immigration law and on career prospects for law students. The IPL season's on and we've definitely got you covered. Tune into the Edges and Sledges podcast if you're looking for English, and if you're looking to listen to something in Hindi, definitely check out Khel Neeti. Both are great shows with great takes. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
If you love cricket, listen up. The Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast is here for you. Hosted by DJ, Varun, and me, Ashwin, we bring a fun, fresh fan's point of view to talking all things cricket. Sometimes it's just the three of us, sometimes we have guests, including current and former international cricketers. For new episodes every week, check out the Edges and Sledges Cricket Podcast on the IVM app, website, or wherever you get your podcasts.